This is a presentation of RVT Entertainment.
This isn't about the dead, it's about the living. It's about my mother. It's about my sister. It's about my wife. It's about the 14 years it took me to go from undesirable to un-goddamn deniable.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true.
Because I'm better than you, and you know it.
In the back, there are men and women. Seasoned professionals, dues paid in full, gunning to be the best.
I'll always light the way, and all you have to do is let me in.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly. The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better.
Hey, hi, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wrestle Cast, presented by RVT Entertainment on the BrokenInfinite.com, Podomatic.com, Spotify. Can't forget that Spotify, ladies and gentlemen. We just got onto it. YouTube and wherever else you may find this fine audio recording and live on RVT Entertainment's official Twitch.tv channel. We talked about professional wrestling, both for the mainstream and the independent scene. The independent scene, as in anything outside of the Fed right now. Good Lord, we'll get to that in a shit show in a couple of minutes. My name's Matty Jay, that is TWK.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm TWK of TWK Reviews. I'm here to entertain you for another week of wrestling randomness.
You know, that's probably the best way to put it, wrestling randomness. Because we had a decent Monday Night Raw, a pretty awesome NWA Power, a great go-home Dynamite, and a decent NXT to boot with a couple of good matches booked this week and a couple of steel cage matches next week. Thursday was whatever the hell you wanted to watch. And Thursday, well... He was doing the WWE version, not the WCW song, by the way. The far superior WCW song.
They both sound very similar to me. It doesn't matter.
They do. By the way, I should be hitting this button right now because that's how everyone's feeling after yesterday.
Down here, salt is a way of life.
Obviously, the environment down here is all salt. The ceiling's salt, the floor is salt, the walls are salt, and to an extent, the air is salt. And you breathe that in, and you can constantly taste the salt.
Yeah. So we will, thanks to Vinnie Mac being good old Vince McMahon, we have to talk about Saudi shit show. Here's the thing: we're not going to do I will read what happened on the card, and then we will discuss a couple of points, and then we will move on and ignore Saudi Arabia, despite the fact that Vince tried to make us think of Saudi Arabia because big things happened. Thankfully, we have a good pay-per-view at the end of the show. We get to preview it. And folks, I already previewed pre-ordered the fucker on my Fight app. I am ready to go tomorrow. Revolution, AEW, you should know by now. We will discuss a couple of big signings. Renico brought it up. A big signing by AEW. We'll bring him up, believe you me. That one had me going, holy shit. We'll get to that in a few seconds. We got your winners and losers. You got some emails. Okay, the one email. But for those of you just tune in live, hello. How are you? Speaking of, last week, a little bit of a correction, addendum, omission. We had Dark Magician Girl asking some random questions at the end of the show. She had just followed us at the same time. So, if Dark Magician Girl, if you're listening right now, welcome aboard. welcome to the madness. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. We got everything you want. Hell, we even know the names. That being said, we begin with the news, and this usually I would reserve a clip for this for the third segment. However, clip of the week would have been Saudi Arabia, and I do not want to put over Saudi Arabia or WWE being in Saudi Arabia in any way, shape, or form. So we go directly to Tony Schiavone, who is in the ring with Orange Cassidy and Best Friends. Take a listen.
Thanks a lot, JR. We do have, at this time, a very big announcement concerning Revolution. We have just signed another match for Revolution Saturday night. It will be the Bastard Pack going one-on-one against Orange Cassidy.
Wow! His first singles match. That's awesome.
I know you're still feeling the effects of that, but Chuck, Taylor, Trent, you guys are a red-hot tag team right now, moving up the ranks in AEW.
Oh, Tony, it feels good. You see, the Best Friends are back on our winning ways. And my buddy here, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, Pack, you think he's a joke? Well, the joke's on you, buddy, because this time he's gonna try.
Good idea. I don't think Trent is.
Look, he didn't tell us that. We don't know what he's going to do. He might try. He might not. Oh.
Well, Cassidy, what about it?
There it is. That's all the answer you need from Freshly Squeezed.
Send me thumbs up. Orange Cassidy, first match in AEW, Saturday night exclusively on pay-per-view, and it will be against the Bastard.
You know, the thought occurs to me, Tito. The way Chuck Taylor phrased it, replace Pac with Minoru Suzuki, and Tempa might actually blow up at the thought of Orange Cassidy trying.
Well, we've seen it many times before in different matches that he's had.
And yet, folks have never seen it on mainstream TV.
They are
or pay-per-view.
Surprised.
Folks, you're not ready. Orange Cassidy trying is something to see.
That it is.
It is something to see. That being said, we gotta bring the room down. But because here's the thing, we have a whole lot of pile of dessert with the good wrestling this week. All we gotta do is knock out this Saudi Arabian spinach out real quick. Or the Brussels sprouts. Pick what you choose. It's gonna suck. And then we will move on to the good shit. But they were in Riyadh. Let me at least get the stats. We are not reviewing. We have not seen we've probably seen maybe one or two clips on YouTube. But we have not seen the show at all. So, for your stats, it's Super Showdown. I call it Super Shit Show or Saudi Shit Show. In Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, the Mohammed Abdu Arena on the Boulevard is what they officially call it. Okay. Match card 10 total. Pre-show had the OC defeating the Viking Raiders in 10. The Undertaker replacing Rey Mysterio because the OC had to beat up Rey Mysterio and tombstoning AJ Styles, so they're more than likely setting that up for Mania in the weirdest way possible, but okay. He won the Gauntlets match for the, I think Ross called it the Piss and Jelly Trophy in WTF moments. That's what we called it. Miz and Morrison are the new SmackDown Tag Champs. They won the blue straps as well. Angel Garza went over Humberto Carrillo. Rollins and Murphy retain over the Street Profits Raw Tag titles. Mansoor, still undefeated in Saudi Arabia. Brock Lesnar over Ricochet for the WWE title in 90 fucking seconds. So thanks for bearing Ricochet, assholes. Roman Reigns over Baron Corbin in a steel cage. Bayley and Naomi had a match, and most controversially, spear, jackhammer, dead, new Universal Champion, Goldberg in 3 minutes. Okay. I am of two minds of this. Obviously, I'm with y'all. What the fuck are they thinking? They just killed the Fiend and 4 spears and a jackhammer. Fuck you, Vinny. Fuck you, Vinny. Fuck you, Vinny.
I couldn't even be bothered to care other than just laugh at this thing. I mean,
yeah, you were laughing. I could tell by that tweet. You couldn't even hold it. Let me see if I could get that tweet real quick, because that needs to be read verbatim, because that was all caps. Let me see here.
The laughing was.
No, the laughing was for sure. Let me tell you what TWK on the Twitter machine, of course.
At TWK official on Twitter.
Which, by the way, yes, Kenny Omega's gear, Demon Slayer, nice. Saw that. All right, here we go. Ha 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 ha. WWE can't help but cater to nostalgia. It's the only card they know how to play at this point, it seems. Hashtag Superstar Showdown. Hashtag WWE SSD. STD, more like it, if you ask me. Hey, y'all. Okay. So one mind is fucking pissed off that they couldn't keep the belt on the Fiend until at least WrestleMania. The other goes to a tweet by Bully Ray and several other people who
I would like to see a tweet from Bully Ray, but I can't because he still has me blocked.
Wait, he blocked you?
I told this story like years ago.
Oh, yeah, you said something. He got pissed off. Yeah,
I said that he was the Kazing of Kazay Fizabe, and for that, he blocked me.
All right, so obviously, Bully called it. But, quote, if you're shocked or angry by Goldberg becoming the new Universal Champion, you just don't get it. It's WrestleMania season, kiddies. In parentheses, P.S. I told you, unquote. Now, I get that the big marquee match, or one of the big matches you get to the casuals, is obviously Goldberg versus Roman Reigns. I get that. Book that match. I personally would be very interested in that match. Goldberg says he wants to be paid. Fine. What I don't get is why screw over a great talent like Bray Wyatt again to put the Universal title on something that's going to last a month? You're doing this for the reaction on the road to WrestleMania, and now there are people openly, they're capping that shit, canceling the network because they just wanted to see The Fiend with the Universal title with that entrance at a WrestleMania.
Also, Macaulay Culkin canceled his WrestleMania tickets.
Even Kevin McAllister is done with your shit. So
it'd be nice, if he showed up at what's the one after Revolution? Is that Double or Nothing?
I believe it is. Yeah, the one in Vegas. Yeah, in May.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see him show up in the crowd at that show.
I think he has showed up. Has he showed up?
I'm not sure if he's shown up on AEW, but if he hasn't, he should do it again. If he has, or he should do it again.
Yeah. Obviously. So, I get that you want Cena. If you're going for, like, I have the card written down. Let me at least get that. So if you want Bray versus Cena, fine. There's obviously continuity there because Bray has been going mostly after the stars and or legends who have crossed his path, or at least crossed him in his former self's past. So Bray Wyatt's biggest loss was WrestleMania 30 against Cena. So it only makes sense. Universal Championship, Bray versus Cena. Continuity upheld. Keep the belt on Bray and put a little spice in it. It's Cena's 17th title with a record in WWE. That sells itself. Goldberg versus Reigns in the Battle of the Spears sells itself. You know, the Universal title could be kept on Bray Wyatt, and that's a Universal title match that people would be interested. And Roman has a marquee match against a legend that could be good. And you're not compromising Roman Reigns' you're not trying to turn him into Roman Reigns getting booed again. Is what I'm trying to say here.
Which is already too late because from what I've been able to see on Twitter, the fans in the arena have already turned on the match.
And all you had to do was not book Goldberg in Saudi Arabia for the Universal title. That's all you had to do. You want Goldberg there? Haven't spear some Jamoke and Dolph Ziggler again, like SummerSlam. Bitches like seeing Dolph Ziggler getting speared. Phrasing. All I'm saying is, all this headache, all this bullshit could have been, we could have ignored you completely, just read the card and moved on to the rest of the news. And yet now, WrestleMania is pretty much halfway fucked. Because you went for the nostalgia pop when all the hard work, including the hardship of the last 6 months, especially the first half of that 6 months, gone. Because you want Goldberg versus Reigns for the strap. I agree with Bully Ray. Yes, it is WrestleMania season. But there was a better way of booking Goldberg versus Reigns.
Not only that, but part of this whole thing with The Fiend is everyone was asking who can beat The Fiend, who can beat The Fiend, and no matter what anyone tried, they couldn't do it, and yet here's this 53-year-old guy who can barely lift The Fiend up, and somehow that half suplex was enough to put him away. That didn't even look all that great.
And I saw that meme of Jericho, Goldberg and Jericho holding world titles. That old bastard can't hold a belt. And of course, AEW World Champion and Chris Jericho. Oh my God, he's the greatest world champion of all time. And trying to do it sarcastically, AEW's doing the same thing. Here's the difference. Goldberg doesn't wrestle full time. Jericho has been a presence in AEW from the get-go. He may not wrestle every week, granted. But he is performing at a high level on an almost bi-weekly to every 2 to 3 weeks basis.
And on top of that, he's made stars. He made Jungle Boy into a star by putting him over. He made Darby Allin look great by putting him over. They didn't necessarily win, but he still made them look like stars, making it look like they could hang with him.
He is going to put over Jon Moxley better than anyone in WWE ever could.
I wouldn't say that.
Including Chris Jericho in WWE, ironically enough.
I think both Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns did their damnedest to get Jon Moxley over as much as they could.
Absolutely. Not, in all fairness to Shield Brethren here, I'm just saying facts are facts here. Seth and Roman, they did their damnedest, but if WWE didn't want to put him over.
Also, you should know that Jericho actually can wrestle full-length matches, unlike Goldberg, so it really is not the same thing comparing the two, because Jericho is just far and away better than Goldberg will ever be when it comes to promos, wrestling, putting people over, and just being an overall talent.
So, to those trying to defend WWE at this moment, you lost the argument.
Yeah,
all they had to do was keep it do a very safe house show that was inoffensive, or as inoffensive as you could do in Saudi Arabia, and we'd move on. But you had to put story and bullshit in there like you usually do, Vinny, and now you fucked up WrestleMania. Because guess what? Goldberg versus Reigns is probably the main event instead of Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar, which should be the main event.
From everything I've read, the WWE title is going to be the main event.
And from everyone is telling us, it's Goldberg versus Reigns. Pick a main event stick, god damn it.
It should be McIntyre versus Lesnar because McIntyre won the Rumble.
Yeah.
And to me, the main event of Mania should be Rumble winner verers champion.
Yeah, but what you think should be the main event and what Vince thinks is should be the main event are different things. And I agree with you. Drew versus Brock should be the main event. That's my point. They're going to put Roman over at the end of the night because fuck you, Roman. Fuck you, it's Roman Reigns.
Although I'll be like, I don't mind. It doesn't mind to me that Roman's going to be world champion, but this is not the path to take because honestly, Roman would have gotten a better reaction had he been the one to defeat the Fiend. Honestly, because that actually would have been a story told. But the only story here is who's got the better spear, and that's it. That's the only story they have.
The better spear really because you want Goldberg because he's a nostalgia pop. That's all it is at this point.
And I've said this before, and I'll keep saying it until it somehow gets through to whoever. The nostalgia pops are a law of diminishing returns. The nostalgia is becoming less and less and less, and eventually, they're not going to be able to pull these guys out for nostalgia anymore. They're not going to be able to do it. These
Half
guys
of them are going to goddamn die in 5 to 10 years.
Yes. So what are they going to do when that happens? When either they get crippled or they die. Because, like, from what I've been told, Undertaker could barely move at Super Showdown. He could barely move. So what's he going to do when he ends up in a goddamn wheelchair? Are they going to wheel him out to the fucking ring so he can just barely chokeslam someone then? What the fuck? Is that what we're going to be at?
You're going to tell me he's going to have a match against AJ Styles? Hey, AJ Styles is a miracle worker, but if Taker can barely move? Like, okay, on paper, AJ Styles versus Undertaker, awesome. Couple years ago maybe, but now it's like, come on guys, enough already. Build your baby faces already.
They need to build their stars, period. Just get rid of the legends, completely get rid of them. Just anybody who
at
is
least
not
Paul Heyman had the right idea. He's using the stars he's got to make more stars. Buddy Murphy's a good good example of that. He's trying to build Roberto Carrillo and Angel Garza and Andrade Almas, for God's sakes. But every time someone gets built up, they have Brock Lesnar because nostalgia pop. They have Goldberg because nostalgia pop. Hulk Hogan shows up. Hell, John Cena's a nostalgia pop now. What the fuck is going on when I have to say that?
It's sad times. I mean, John Cena at this point is becoming more Hollywood than WWE, and WWE, they're desperate to just hold on to him for as long as they can because they know that one day he's going to be just like The Rock. He's going to be Gonzo's, and then they're going to be stuck with the roster they have that they did not build up to replace him.
And Cena's put the work. He said, "I want to put over Daniel Bryan." They refused.
Yeah, that would not surprise me if John Cena wanted to do the right thing and try to put people over, but WWE's like, nope, not going to do it.
The U.S. title thing. Kevin Owens was the hottest thing in Toronto and during SummerSlam period. What the fuck is he doing now? He's on a lame duck feud with Seth Rollins over the tag straps right now. Yes, it's a main event feud, but it's not main event if there's no belt on the line.
And he's definitely not going to be tagging with Samoa Joe, as it was just learned this week. He's been suspended for 30 days.
Thank you for the transition. It's less bad news, but it's not known what he's been suspended on other than it's wellness policy, but he's gone 30 days. Good
also,
segue.
Speaking of star power that they need back soon, Jeff Hardy and Nia Jax are expected to be back soon, and they definitely need Jeff Hardy back. They need him back really desperately because they need
him back yesterday because that as much as fun as Raw was this week, you can notice, okay, who are the stars?
KO has not felt like a star in years. Seth Rollins is kind of sort of one. He's probably the biggest star they currently have there that's there full time. Drew McIntyre might be one after WrestleMania. Murphy is starting to get there, and really that's it.
So good luck with that shit.
And I'd like to note that AEW, like 90% of the roster feels like stars in
Yeah.
comparison to how WWE treats their wrestlers.
Because they're letting their crew be their crew. Yes, it is sink and swim because not everyone was a home run at the beginning. Hell, we could talk about the Dark Order all day about how flat they fell when they debuted. Now, they're on the cusp of one of the biggest pops in the early half of the year. Now, I'm not saying it's broken Matt Hardy.
Well, it's definitely not going to be mad at tomorrow because his contract doesn't expire until Sunday.
It doesn't expire until Sunday unless AEW somewhat found a loophole. It is universally believed that at March 1st, the contract is over. But what if it ended last week? You know? What if it happened like a little earlier?
That would be nice. That would be very nice. And I would absolutely pop if Matt Hardy turned up out of nowhere to help Dark Order win the tag match. That would put his big old smile
Hell,
on my
the
face.
loophole could literally be the voice of Matt Hardy over a speakerphone or something.
There's nothing in the contract that says a pre-recorded voice can't appear on pay-per-view.
It could work.
We'll see. Transitioning into who will be appearing on AEW next week, Mr. Lance Archer, as it was announced on this week's Dynamite that he will be appearing next week, as he has signed a full-time contract with.
He signed with AEW, which I saw that graphic and they were talking about that. Holy shit! Those were my words. I'm like, damn, that's a hell of a pickup. I'm assuming the contract allows him to work in New Japan because last time I checked, has his contract in New Japan ended?
Well, as far as I can tell, he hasn't appeared on New Japan since he lost to Moxley.
You know, we do. I do believe you have that bracket for the New Japan Cup as part of the news. I'm sure.
Well, there's not. Well, I wonder what. All right, so I'm not sure. I haven't seen the lineup for the New Japan Cup. And when it comes to New Japan, they're actually canceling a set of shows.
Yeah, they have canceled practically 90% of their March shows over the coronavirus.
Which I don't blame them for at all. Although it is disappointing to see them cancel their anniversary show because we're going to finally see Hiromu versus Naito, but this is definitely more important.
Yeah, this is the safety of fans and wrestlers alike. Yeah, it just makes sense. Unfortunately, it's unfortunate. It sucks because that's a lot of money down the drain. But it is what it is.
Something that'll make you happy, Matty.
Yeah.
AEW, according to Cody, AEW will run shows in the UK and Canada this year, with him saying that Canada will probably get a paper.
So they'll more than likely be in Toronto.
Yep, that's what he said.
And if it's a pay-per-view, it's Saturday, which means I can make it. I mean, provided that the whole blockade, the protest blockades thing dies down, and by the time that happens, of course. But
well, I'm going to take a shot in the dark and say that the Canada pay-per-view is probably going to be Full Gear.
More likely, though, which makes that October.
I believe November.
November. Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Cody,
Yeah,
Cody, I love you. Do not book that at the same time as Ranger Stop, because I will tell the boys if I am going to Full Gear.
Of course, this is all speculation to be noted.
Of course,
just some guesswork. I mean, it might be the All Out. It might be All Out, but we know it's not Double or Nothing because that
All Out will
staple.
more than likely be in Chicago again. I mean, it just makes sense there.
Well, then it basically has to be Full Gear then.
It would have to be Full Gear, yeah.
By the way, all this was done during the AEW over at, I believe it's called C2E2, I think.
Yeah.
While they're doing these sort of interviews, Excalibur called Flip Gordon a flat earther. Cody's still running with the gimmick that he hates Flip Gordon.
Which makes sense.
And Cody continues to tease the AEW video game, saying it's going to take a while, and it's going to be made with the engine that fans want.
So, the good shit.
And Cody was asked, who on the independent scene does he want to sign? And he said, Danhausen, Warhorse, and Ethan Page.
Oh, there you go. Good, excellent choices. All right, so here is I have the bracket up. Here's what they have. Tokyo. So obviously there's going to be some canceled ones, so this is going to suck a little bit. But if they are able to pull this off, here's what they have: Togi Makabe versus Jeff Cobb. Oh, that hurts if they have to cancel that. Ishii versus Hinare. Yano versus Owens. Colt Commander versus Bad Luck Fale. Okada versus Jay White. Goddamn right. Nagata versus Suzuki. Robinson versus Alex Coughlin. David Finlay versus Tangaloa. Tanahashi versus Taichi. Kota Ibushi. Zack Sabre Jr. Mikey Nichols versus Sonata. Ospreay versus Shingo Takagi. Hiroyoshi Tenzan versus Yoshihashi. Carl Fredericks versus Kenta. Okay, no, Archer is not part of this, by the way. So Archer is...
Is there no Sonata? Is there no Sonata?
Sonata is against Mikey Nichols.
All right. So I'm calling Sonata to win.
All right, and Hiroko Goto versus Yujiro Takahashi rounds it off. And Satoshi Kojima versus Evil. I should mention. That's if the tournament happens, by the way. Like, there's no confirmation of the stuff happening, obviously, because of the coronavirus situation.
It is about the pandemic, and it's good to, try to nip this in the bud. And unfortunately, we in the United States have to deal with a goddamn theocrat dealing with this shit. Fuck you, Mike Pence.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. Alex, Orange Man, not bad. Orange Man, a fucking idiot. Mike Pence
Orange Man's a fucking idiot, and he's got with him an evil bastard.
Yeah. Anyway. Shall we move on to the fun stuff, please? Let's just do that.
Sure. Let's see. What do I have here? First up, we have Zicky Dice pins Ricky Starks in a triple threat match that also included Matt Cross, which to me makes him the number one contender for the NWA World's Television Championship.
In fact, that's what it is. Next week, Starks versus Zicky Dice. Starks win, he gets another win in the Lucky Seven. If Dice wins, it's reset, but he's a new champ.
Let's see. The Bouncers turn on Eddie Kingston after good old Pope waved some money in front of him, essentially. He's got the money, so he paid them off. So more heat for that feud.
So that's good. Obviously, they need to build that towards the Crockett Cup pay-per-view, which makes sense.
And it looks like they're also building towards Thunder Rosa defending her championship against Camille soon.
Yeah, like here's how, for those who didn't watch NWA Power, shame, by the way. The match was Thunder Rosa versus Melina, which didn't even go. Melina just went, nope, count out, bye. And there was a schmoz, and Camille just speared the living shit out of Thunder Rosa. So they're setting towards...
No, that's not what happened.
Huh?
Melina left the ring, and then Allison Kay threw her back in the ring and was about to fight her. Then Camille came out and speared Allison Kay.
Yeah.
And then Thunder Rosa and Camille had to stare down before Thunder Rosa left the ring, and then they went to the outro.
Yeah, because that was It's been a long week, folks. Just a long-ass week.
By the way, Matty.
Yes.
After all this time, we finally have news on the new ROH Women's Champion.
And the news is...
Friday, April 24th, they will begin a tournament to crown the first ever ROH Women's World Champion.
Not even a WrestleMania weekend, assholes. Really? Really?
Yeah, Friday. Yep.
Fucking really? You may as well just chuck the belt on the side, for God's sakes.
Well, it's probably going to be a new championship, a whole new belt, whole new lineage.
Doesn't matter. You fucked up the first one.
Yeah, I my hopes are not high. Although, to me, if they want to really get people excited for this division, put the belt on Martina. Put the belt on Martina.
Fuck that. But, book the tournament so it ends at WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah.
Height of the wrestling world, and you're going, no, we're going to do it after. Fuck, are you? Like, I get it. You're trying to give the women their own thing, but it's WrestleMania weekend.
And this is just when the tournament. This is just when the tournament starts. By the way, April 24th.
So it ends in when? October now is what it is now?
I would assume either. Because
the amount of time they wasted on not having a women's champion, you would think it's going to end next fucking decade now. You can tell I'm a little salty guy.
Yeah, I'm definitely been a bit salty because I've been very disappointed with their treatment of the women's division. Just basically treating like an afterthought. I'm hoping that Marty will, do it right. Now that he's got the book, hopefully he'll do them justice.
I could see that. My thing is, shit or get off the pot with this. If you don't want a women's division, do not force a women's division. Because at this point, Women of Honor Wednesday on YouTube is forcing it. Put the shit on TV. If you have great women's wrestling, put it on TV on equal footing with the men. It is not pre-show fodder. It's part of the show.
And it definitely does disservice to all the women that are a part of it.
So, again, I say, shit or get off the pot. If you don't want to do a women's division, it's your prerogative. Let the haters hate you for that if you have to. But if you can't present women's wrestling on the same footing as your male focused wrestling, don't present an inferior product and say it's the best. That's all I'm going to say there. Moving on.
Yeah. ROH has always kind of had a sort of wishy-washy relationship with the women's division because they used to present Shimmer essentially as their women's division.
Which makes sense because Shimmer was, for a while, considered the Ring of Honor of women's wrestling. So,
and then I guess somewhere along the line, things
I think that was I believe this is Dave Prazak's company, or he's one of the owners of it, right?
Yeah, he founded it.
He founded it, and he was a big deal with Ring of Honor, and then he left, and then you wonder what the hell happened to the women's division then.
Yeah, basically became non-existent. Like there's such a long stretch where there were no women's matches on their shows.
So again, shit or get off the pot.
And we also got some news this week that I was not expecting. In fact, earlier today.
Yeah.
I was in my Facebook group that I was in. I was notified that Mr. Jervis kindly updated his Facebook page. I was giving a link to it, claiming that he was being impersonated and that he found out who this person was impersonating him that was doing all this creepy shit on the internet. And apparently he's going to try to prosecute him.
Oh.
So we'll see where that goes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That was definitely not something I was expecting to read today.
So yeah, we'll see that's a thing.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes in the future.
And yeah, hopefully, if that's the truth, wow, that's gotta suck.
Yeah, hopefully that's true because I would hate for the man whose hand I shook to be a creepy bastard.
So that situation escalated quickly. By the way, hi, Shen! And he said he's had a rough few weeks.
Oh, yeah, I know a few things that are going on with him. Not been the best of times in the Shin's mind. Hopefully we can cheer you up tonight.
Hopefully. I mean, we skipped over the Goldberg stuff earlier, so you're good. We'll provide you with a positive space. And knock on wood.
The second Stardom DLC for Fire Pro World was released. And on that DLC is B. Priestley.
Ooh. Oh, because she works with Stardom, so yeah, that makes sense actually.
Yep. And of course, they got a whole bunch of updates with new moves that are free for updates. So they're continuing to update this game, as well as the Student 51 story DLC that's also been released. Ooh. And if I had the money, I would be buying these things. But there are other gaming related stuff that is taking up my money in the future.
Eventually, though, you'll get your
I really hope so. I really hope so. There's just so much DLC for this game. Like, I'm happy they're making this DLC, and I hope they're making good money off of it, because this is a pretty small team, all things considered.
Mm-hmm. I will say this. Yes, it is extra money. It does bump up the price above what you expect to pay, but such a small team putting a game that well, I think they deserve a couple extra pennies here and there, don't you think,
they do.
Folks?
Although I do wish the DLC was a bit cheaper, because, like, I think the Star DLC is like $20.
Yeah.
And it's 10 wrestlers.
It is expensive, in fairness.
Yeah, like
there's probably a licensing issue at play on that one. I would wager that.
That wouldn't surprise me, although I'm glad that, they're getting all these women in the spotlight.
Absolutely.
Really great stuff. And final bit of video game news here. And final bit of news tonight as well. It was announced this week that Retromania will be coming out for Steam and Switch this summer.
Pre-orders are up now.
How much are the pre-orders?
I think they were up at $24. Let me double check that real quick, because this is something I know. I know I can't get it on the Nintendo Store eStore just yet. But Retromania and Newman Co. Actually, he brings up that Elimination Chamber contract signing a segment on Raw is great, but Asuka always makes things more entertaining. So yeah, he pretty much told Jerry Lawler in no uncertain terms to shut the fuck up.
Did she call him a baka?
Oh, I believe the word baka was thrown in there for a good measure, I believe. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because Jerry Lawler deserves no less.
All right, so they're at PAX East, February 27th to March 1st, so that makes sense. Let's see, pre-order. There we go. Yeah, pre-order WrestleMania Wrestling now at a discounted price. Retromania is not available for pre-order. You can pre-order the game now for Nintendo Switch and PC. Due to policy due to Sony and Microsoft, we are unable to list the game for pre-order at this time for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. They will be made available for pre-order as soon as we get closer to launch. So basically the official sequel to the WWF WrestleFest. And the prices are as follows. Let me put that. So just digital only. Discount $24.99 for both Switch and Steam, but if you want the digital code, but with like the case, like they have deluxe digital plus versions, which the retail price will for the pre-order is $34.99, but they're selling it for $29.99. So if you want a pre-order but with an extra bonus thing in there, you could get the plus for the full price of the digital game. So right now it's $24.95 just digital, but if you want some extra stuff in there, $29.99.
And the box art does look pretty nice. You got Nick Aldis, Tommy Dreamer, and the Road Warriors around the front,
which is awesome. And they have stickers and stuff. So here's what they have. Pre-order Retromania Wrestling on Nintendo Switch. It's digital download code only, no physical media. But it also includes a Nintendo Switch collector's box, Retromania Wrestling instruction manual, several Retromania Wrestling inspired stickers. It'll be delivered by mail with the game when the game launches. Estimated delivery July 2020. Ooh. I could be playing that on my birthday.
That you could. Happy birthday to you for that, then.
Yeah. Of course, the product is shown is subject to design changes. Stickers shown as are intended to be examples and may not be the final stickers that ship. That's a disclaimer. $29, man.
According to Renico, Walmart is still selling WWE 2K20 at full price.
I was there. I was at Walmart the other day. That I can confirm that.
Wow, every store that I've seen, every other game store I've seen, at least video game store, they're not selling like that full price. So it's like $20 at this point.
Okay,
why would
so
you still be selling?
Flip the money Canadian with first class package shipping. It's $48, about $50 Canadian for me, but still, that is something to think about.
I'm pretty sure you being the lover of old school gaming will definitely get a kick out of this.
Absolutely, hell, I'd get it just for the heck of it, But then again, we
because
were both thinking day one purchase right off the bat.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
More than likely.
And that is the news of the week, unless you have something you'd like to contribute, Matty.
I mean, Raw was a thing, but let's not bring WWE back into the fold. We don't want to cause any undue pain to our guests here.
Oh, and Enrico says Persona 5 Royal is coming out in 6 days for his birthday. Ooh, that's looking quite nice.
That's a better birthday right there.
Although, for me, I'm not sure if I want to pay full price for that, because I already paid full price for the original Persona 5, and that's already tons of fun. So I'll wait for a discount for the re-release.
That's fair enough. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, TW has said there's nothing else to do, so we got the pay-per-view. Before we do the pay-per-view and the whole other thing we got to do, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for emails and comments of the week. You can send them at thewrestlecast@gmail.com. And I might have, if Persona 5 is on, on Switch, I might get it, but it's not on Switch. And I ain't getting the PS4 5 again. Oh no, PS4, and then maybe a PS5. T-Dub, Rico say, wait, no French or talking? Oh no, yes, we have French or talking. Tell him, T-Dub, who is that? Who we have?
French! Taku!
Hello, Wrestle Cast, and fuck Saudi shit show. Tell us how you really feel there. Saw the spoilers, and even with the win of Miz and Morrison as SmackDown Tag Champs, it doesn't excuse the fact that we're back in 2003, motherfuckers. Yes, Bill Goldberg, part-timer, beats The Fiend Bray Wyatt in 3 minutes with 3 spears and 1 jackhammer. I repeat, The Fiend lost to Bill Goldberg in 3 minutes. And the Toronto Maple Leafs lost to a Zamboni driver. Sorry, I had to bring that up. Oh, God, Steve Dangle. Fellas, could you step outside for a moment? He's got different size stuff, and, French, don't have me set up these things. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I do know a classic that I believe you will agree on, if I could set it up real quick and obviously Windows will not. If I can find it, I press it. Ah, there we go.
Kids, do step outside for a second.
Dear Lord, that's the loudest profanity I've ever heard.
And, where was I? Oh, yes, something better. AEW Revolution this Saturday. Let's get into it. I'm hyped for it. Last night, AEW was a great go-home show, and I'm excited for it. SoCal Uncensored versus the Dark Order. If the Exalted One doesn't show up at the Revolution, either Broken Matt, I doubt, or Raven, he'll show up at Dynamite after the pay-per-view, so I expect Dark Order to win thanks to shenanigans. Bastard Pack versus the most dangerous man in the universe. Finally, we will see Orange Cassidy wrestle for the first time in AEW, singles competition that is, against Pack, who had an awesome Iron Man match against Kenny Omega. No arguments here. I don't expect Orange to win since Pac needs to get his heat back. Women's World Title, I Believe versus A Bright Bitches. This one is going to be interesting since it's Nyla's first title defense against Statlander. Sorry, Chris, but you've got to put Nyla over. It'll be a good match, I hope. It should be, anyway. Darby Allin versus the Spanish God, Darbin Gil Guevara. Enough said. Jake Hager, reference to Cultaholic, versus Dustin Rhodes. First match for Jake in AEW. It'll be a fun one with Dustin, and I expect either a dominant win for Hager or some kind of shenanigans with the Inner Circle, which would be a bad idea for badass Hager. AEW World Tag Belts, Hold My Beer versus Omega Man versus the Bucks of Youth. I expect a heel turn from Hangman Adam Page after that interview last night, but the match could be a show stealer if it wasn't for Cody Rhodes versus Maxwell Jacob Friedman. This one, potential match of the night just for the build-up. Part of me just wants to see Cody get his revenge, but on the other hand, you can make MJF getting the cheating win, especially with Brandy gets involved. It was teased during the Steel Cage match. It might happen at Revolution for storyline purposes. AEW World Title, Titty Master No More versus Don't Call Me Bubbly Crablos. Bubbly Crablos. For reference, it's a Japanese name of Bubble Crab from Mega Man X2. Yes, in 93, Capcom did have taste of a little bit of the bubbly. I have no regrets about that.
Capcom. Ooh, I'm dying.
Oh wait, T-Dub, don't you mean? Come on, there. Don't you mean Capcom?
Ooh, I'm dying.
Anyway,
thank you, Easy Rider.
Yeah. I love that button. I love that reference. I have no regrets about that. Again, MJF versus Cody. I love the build-up, and Moxley is on fire so much that even the weigh-in is interesting to watch. Anyway, I don't know if Moxley gets the belt here or wait until Double or Nothing. Either way, I look forward to it. Winners, Omega versus Pac Iron Man match this week on Dynamite. Awesome match to watch. Shanna, my girl, my poulet. Equivalent for boy in French. You're welcome. Dressed as Son Goku from Dragon Ball Z, you have taste in anime. I like it. Lance Archer signing for AEW. Everyone dies. Everybody dies. Maybe he'll show up at AEW Revolution. He is advertised for Dynamite. Who knows? Loser, Super Saudi shit show, fuck it to hell, as well as the stupid trophy. The idea of making Goldberg the Universal Champion again, I'd have to accept Fiend versus Reigns at WrestleMania 36, judging from the storyline between the two. But this? Sorry, people, I can't take it anymore. Fuck! Atomic explosion in the shape of a middle finger. Jeez, yeah, French otaku's salty. Down here, salt is a way of life. I've already hit the button I don't need to do, though. So, again, what I can hit is this little button and say those are your emails and comments of the week. You can send them at thewrestlecast@gmail.com. No clip for the third segment. We will return with, no hype necessary here, folks. It's AEW Revolution, the preview, when we come back. Do not go far.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
These newfangled video games are too hard. Hello, boys and girls. This is the national treasure and the world's champion, Nick Aldis, and I'm here to announce that the NWA is coming to WrestleMania Wrestling. Stars like myself, Colt Cabana, the Universal Heartthrob, Austin Idol. Hey, do you want a challenge for the 10 pounds of gold? Well, you can, buddy, in WrestleMania Wrestling. Coming to the PC, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. I'm going retro. Retromania Wrestling, coming in 2020.
This is WMOB Mobile, 12 on your channel dial and 12 in the TV ratings.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual, the chiseled Adonis, and you are tuned into and listening to the Wrestle Cast. And if you're not, put your motherfucking head back down.
And we're back here on the Wrestle Cast RVT Entertainment Production, BrokenInfinite.com, PodMag.com, Spotify, YouTube, and of course we're on Twitch.tv/RVT Entertainment Live. And all in theme song because it's AEW as always. You know what it is. It's all in. No, it's not. It's Revolution. I'm tired. New schedule is fucking with me, but it is AEW Revolution pay-per-view presented by All Elite Wrestling. They're in the Wintrust Arena in Chicago, Illinois. So another visit to Chicago in the dead of winter. So hopefully folks don't freeze over there, folks. I know how that feels. They have a pre-show that starts with the SoCal Uncensored, Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky with Christopher Gales taking on the Dark Order, Uno and Grayson with Alex Reynolds and John Silver and a bunch of creeps. It's a tag match. It will be part of the buy-in, so to speak. D-Dub?
Yes?
Where you are, you know we're back, right?
Maybe.
You could talk.
I think that Dark Warrior's winning.
Oh yeah, I think you just keep the build going for the Exalted One, whomever he or she may be. I think that just makes a whole boatload of sense. So yeah, Dark Order. I don't know if Christopher Daniels is the guy, but who knows? I believe this is in order, so we could go from bottom to the right to the top. Show starts only 8-match card. All told, Pac versus Orange Cassidy is the projected opener. Put over Pac, of course. That's what I would say.
Yes, but I think people will be surprised by how good of a wrestler Orange Cassidy is.
Absolutely, this will be a showcase match for sure. AEW World Women's Championship. Nyla Rose defends against Chris Statlander. Everything in the world everything in my body wants Chris Statlander to win, but it's Nyla's first defense.
That it is, and for that, I think Nyla should win, but it should be a really good and competitive match.
Oh, absolutely. It should be competitive, but it shouldn't be Nyla Rose to win, which is my pick. I feel bad for saying that. Every fiber of my being put belt on Statlander, but I can't see it. I can't. Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara. Darby?
Let's see here. I think. Hermy Herm.
Tough one to call, huh?
I think Darby.
Darby Allin? Yeah. Jake Hager versus Dustin Rhodes.
They're probably going to have... I think they're going to have Jake Hager be undefeated for a while.
Yeah, a big dude. It only makes sense. This will be a knockdown dragout, though. Kenny Omega and Adam Page take on the Young Bucks for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. A lot of people seem to be calling Adam Page to turn with the Young Bucks winning, but that doesn't seem to make sense to me.
I will just wait and see.
Yeah. Tentatively, I'm calling Page and Omega to retain, but at this point, I can't really call it. MJF with Wardlow taking on Cody with AA Arn Anderson.
I'm hoping Cody, really am.
Jay Coggins in the chat. Cultaholic is open to the possibility of that Omega will pull the turn. That will be a twist, actually. There's a delay there. I'm not liking T-Dub. All right, T-Dub, am I still on?
Yes, you are. Just
there's a delay. You're not talking. I don't know what's going on here.
No, I'm just having myself a think. It could be Kenny. He could turn, but all right, 1 second. My cat's in some.
You do that. It's weird. I could kind of see. Yeah, I could see Omega pulling the turn. I mean, it'd be a hell of a red herring. I mean, it'd be a hell of a swerve. And not in the Vince Russo way, of course, which is even more awesome. I can see that.
Kate got the kitty out. He's running around the house now because it's late at night, and that's what he does. That's like, Matty, have you ever owned a cat?
No. I'm allergic to them, so I can't really have them.
They're wonderful. However, late at night, because they sleep all day, they store up all their energy, and then late at night, that's when they start just running around because they don't know what to do with it all. So they just run around, just do whatever.
Yeah.
It can sometimes get exhausting, especially when it's late at night and you're trying to sleep, but they're like, no, I want to play now. They're like, no, I want to sleep. They're like, no, I want to play. Sleep, play, sleep, play. Oh, God damn it.
That, folks, is why we have a dog. Dogs are silly, yes, but they're awesome as well. Anyway. But yeah, I could, but as far as Cody versus MJF, there's a part of me that says MJF's going to pull it off because, hey, come on, he's a heel. But no, this was built for Cody to win. He needs a win. This is like the feel-good win for the main event, so he could be forgiving for the main event to put the belt back on Jericho. Or, I don't know how you play that now. I'm thinking.
Honestly, I would love to see Cody win just for the fact that it'll just feel really nice. It'll just feel really, really nice. And MJF is the type of heel that he can keep taking losses and it won't really hurt him because he's just that good at pissing people off. That's a skill. He doesn't need to win that often. He just needs to just continue to.
He needs to win at the right spots to keep the heat going, but when it's time to get his ass kicked, it's time to get his ass kicked.
And that is what the AEW is good at. They're not afraid to have their heels get their ass kicked every now and again because. All right, so there's this meme that was shared by a wrestler on Facebook, and it shows a security guard in front of a vault. The security guard has the caption of heel, and the vault is...
All right, you're breaking up there, T-Dub. You're kind of breaking up there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you hear what I said?
Barely.
All right, so a wrestler a few months ago shared a meme on Facebook of a security guard in front of a vault. And the security guard is labeled heel, and the vault is labeled face. Meaning that the heels are there to protect the faces.
That makes sense, actually.
Yeah, and when I saw that blew my mind.
I like that analogy.
Yeah, like this is one of the things why I love being friends with so many wrestlers on Facebook. It allows me to have just this really unique insight into the wrestling business and learn so much.
I mean, it makes sense because because it always takes two to tango, and the heel's job is to get as much heat as possible. So that when the conquering babyface defeats him, the theory is, and then the intention is, the babyface gets shot up like a rocket.
And this has technically been a feud that's sort of been in the making since an episode of Being the Elite last year.
Yeah.
Like early last year. Like this is almost exactly a year in the making, if not longer. So, yeah. I think Cody should win.
Cody should win. And in the main event, Chris Jericho defends against Jon Moxley for the AEW Heavyweight Championship of the World. Can we just, before we do anything else, can we just appreciate the fact that Chris Jericho had his inner circle do the Gracie train?
Oh, yeah. I called that immediately on Twitter. Just when they started doing that, like, yep, Gracie train. There we go. Yep, they're doing it. Love it. If those don't know what the Gracie train is, so whenever one of the members of the prestigious Gracie family, who are just all these different MMA fighters, whenever
basically the four horsemen of MMA for you wrestling, it is a very loose reference, but it's the best reference I could pull.
Except it's like there's like 10 of them.
Yeah,
and what they would do is, at least back when they were all like, what they used to is they would all come out, and what you saw there with the Painmaker boss, they'll all come out and train like that. All the members of the Gracie family would do that, all coming out like that. And it's great. It's become like this legendary entrance in MMA.
It is, yeah. Anyway, so I just appreciate that. And Gary Michael Capetta.
I popped for that so hard.
I did as well. Oh, God, I hear that. I'm like, oh. And he still got the voice, which is awesome.
For the most part, he still has it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another night of professional wrestling. You know, he still has that kind of classic announcer voice.
He does.
And what's interesting is the fact that at the very least, he had the perfect voice still back in 2004 when he did the voiceovers for Showdown Legends of Wrestling.
Yeah.
So he's still, you know, it still cracks me because, you know, he's getting older, so you can't really blame him, but he still has the enthusiasm.
He still has the enthusiasm, and the voice is still mostly there, which is awesome. Yeah,
and,
I'm not saying
Devin
it's completely
says,
gone.
Yeah, Devin says he loves AEW's use of Dark and Being the Elite and Dynamite to tell their stories.
Yeah.
And by the way, one thing we have to bring up that we forgot to. The sit-out interview between Cowboy Bebop and the Young Bucks.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I had to read it as is, but yeah, it's Cowboy Bebop versus the Young Bucks. That was awesome because they brought up the fact that, yes, they brought the Bucks and Cody, they're still buddy-buddy, and they want to be buddy-buddy, but Paige is like, you assholes, I've been trying to get away from you. Fuck you. And he let, my drink is over, so fuck you, I'm done.
And I like how the Young Bucks brought up the fact that before they brought him into Bullet Club, he was basically a jobber in Ring of Honor.
He was.
And they put him over in Bullet Club. They put him over on Being the Elite, which they did. In fact, multiple times in interviews, I remember at the time saying that they see so much potential in Adam Page, but they feel like he's being overlooked. So they gave him that Joey Ryan storyline to put him over.
That's what it was.
And from that point forward, that's when Hangman Page really started getting over as a star after the Joey storyline.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of reality in here, which I like. And of course, Jim Ross just being like, why do I have to be here? Do I have to be here? Can I leave now, please? Also, line of the night, not the Dippin' Dots. The damn Dippin' Dots didn't do a thing to anybody.
Oh God, as long as you stay away from the Dipping Dots, and somehow, some way, somewhere Jake Hager thought, I'm gonna piss off Jim Ross and fuck up the Dippin' Dots. For context, it's a big fuck off brawl to end the show during the weigh-in, and Dustin Rhodes goes after Hager. They go fighting in the crowd, into the stands, into the concourse, and of course, Dippin' Dots right there. Oh, Jim.
And Dippin' Dots, in a completely unrelated twist, in the past 48 hours, Dippin' Dots stock has increased by 4%.
See, folks, AEW puts things over, including Dippin' Dots ice cream.
Have you ever tried Dippin' Dots?
No.
It's not bad. It's been a long time since I've had it, but I remember it being quite good. They're essentially like little frozen pebbles of ice cream.
Yeah, it's frozen pebbles of ice cream. The pebbles are covered in a coating of anything, so it could be chocolate dipping dots or strawberry dipping dots.
I think mine was cotton candy at the time. I got it during a baseball game, and I remember it being quite good.
One day I'll find a way to try them.
And Reniko points out, Zane has a right. They has fight.
Absolutely.
And there will be many of they has fight tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, man. Got the place to myself. June, our dog, she has to stay home, so.
It's you, the pupper, and the fights.
Yipper. Yipper.
That's going to be fun times. And I can't wait to watch.
Here's how this works. Here's how it's gonna work. We got some stuff, so I'm gonna make myself some chicken fried rice. Got the Chromebook, got the phone. We'll have the TV downstairs. We're good to go.
Sounds rad.
Indeed, it is. And with Toonami starting at 11:30, that's plenty of time.
Oh yeah, indeed. Plenty of time for this show to go.
Reniko Pupper will have many treats tomorrow. Many treats. Some of them will be necessary because we got to give her a pill because she's got a small little condition or whatever. Nothing too huge, but the pill makes sure that it keeps it at bay.
Isn't she a baby pupper?
2-year-old.
Yeah, she's still a little baby.
No, she's a big fucking baby.
Pupper. We have dogs grow pretty quickly, but she's still got a long life ahead of her. Overall,
what do you think? I call June a silly pup. The other day, we're having breakfast for dinner. Bacon and eggs, right? And we have our compost, so I throw the shell in the compost. The dog somehow sneaks away to put her paw on the latch for the compost. Steals one of the eggshells and starts eating it. She hides away behind the kitchen table, behind the dining room table, and starts crunching it.
Well, I just noticed that your dog is around the same age as my cat.
Really?
Yeah, because he's around 2 years old as well. Somewhere around there. We got him when he was like barely born.
Silly pup is a sneaky dog.
Yeah, animals do like to be sneaky with their food when they know they're not supposed to have it.
There they are. And ironically, eggshells are good for dogs. You figure that out.
That's good.
Well, they're not bad anyway.
I just think we've bored the chat enough with our talk of pets.
Yeah. Let's do winners and losers, pal. You kick us off. I know what my loser is.
I'm going to be non-obvious and give my loser to WWE for the Bill Goldberg nonsense. Very non-obvious, very obscure. Yes, I know.
WWE with 10 exclamation points.
Let's see, but for real, my loser is going to have to be... Fuck, this is why I should write these down.
That's why I have a cue card, folks.
Well, the thing is, I have a notepad app that I could also write this down in. Which I usually do, but for some reason I was just... Then again, we were really busy today because apparently when people are doing the whole Lent business, they like to get cheese pizza.
Some people actually give up meat. I'm like, give up the pizza. It's going to be easier, folks. Come on.
Now, people always take the easy way out. But they should know, there's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home!
No, sir.
Nevertheless, my loser this week goes to WWE for just ruining the whole Fiend storyline, because the whole story with the Fiend is who can beat him. And the whole thing is, there were little hints that they were laying out there, that Bray was laying out there, to how to defeat the Fiend. Like, during one week, they actually had, Ramblin' Rabbit go, oh, I know how to beat him, I know his secret. But then right before he was about to say it, boom, dead. So it makes me think, was the secret, was he eventually going to tell Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns would use that secret at WrestleMania to try to finally topple the Fiend in a climactic way that would feel satisfying? But no, instead, he's just going to fight Goldberg.
Literally. Spear, jackhammer, dead. Fuck you, Vinny. WWE, 10 exclamation points. Fuck you, Vinny. There are people actually trying to skip WrestleMania because of that shit. Skipping your biggest show. You want to hear that? You know, it's funny. I read WWE stock prices not feeling confident in Vince McMahon. Gee, I fucking wonder why.
Because he just changes everything at the drop of a dime. At the drop of a hat, he just changes everything just because he panics. And you know what I'd like to do? I would like to build a time machine, go to the year 2000, bring that Vince McMahon to this year, and show him what the fuck he's done. Because I guarantee you, Vince McMahon 2000 would be furious with himself.
He's not wrong.
He'd be like, I'm using how many old fucks? What the fuck? And who are my stars? These old... I haven't built new stars? What the fuck is going on? And I've become a cowardly little bitch behind stock shareholders?
XFL again? No, cool. Yeah, cool. Okay,
no, Vince McMahon 2000 hadn't launched XFL yet.
True.
That was 2001.
Actually, I just realized that's probably how we got the idea of the first XFL. Time travel.
Bootstrap paradox. Bootstrap paradox.
There can't be a second without a first, damn it. Hey, Ebersol, you want to fuck up football for a year? Anyway, winners, let's do that.
AEW for absolutely winning in every conceivable way in the ratings this week in ways that we did not think was possible.
Including that one demographic that WWE always won, the old fucks, the 50 and plus, over. The 50 and over.
And I know there's a lot of people that are tired of hearing about the ratings, but these ratings are how sponsors choose their shows, how TV deals are done. So the better a network does, better a show does with demographics and ratings, the better their next TV deal is going to be. The more leverage they're going to have. So if NXT,
the more money they're going to make, the more they can afford stars. And in AEW's case, yes, they want to make a profit, but they want to afford bigger stars, or at least to afford their stars for a longer term than what they have now. Because keep in mind, a lot of the stars they have, 3-year contracts. Some of them are going to want to get paid inside of those 2 years. And those 2 remaining years.
And so this also works the other way around, where if NXT continues to fall, I wonder what USA's response would be. And I think the biggest difference between NXT and AEW is you see so many more risks on AEW than NXT. NXT is a lot safer in terms of how they build their
It's
story.
a lot safer, but it's presented in a way that you get good matches, but if there's no context to those good matches, it's just good wrestling. And you have to have some sports entertainment in there. AEW has a good blend of that in a sense. Where they are not afraid of presenting good wrestling, but at the same time they realize, oh wait, we have to give character. We have to get our characters over.
And another thing is, AEW is not afraid to have comedic characters, like Marco Stunt, like Orange Cassidy.
They're not afraid to take risks on people who are quirky or different, because that's what they have to be.
Like Chris Statlander.
Yeah.
They're allowing Chris Statlander to be an alien from the Andromeda Galaxy.
And there's going to be people who say, well, this is indie shock, this is schlock, this is bullshit. Well, like, this is an indie schlock that's beating WWE right now.
And one thing I love is how many people are just letting be themselves. There's very little. The only thing people they really
the
changed
Dark Order was something that wasn't even brought up with it was enhanced by the Bucks and Cody.
Yeah, because they were actually doing pretty much the same gimmick up in Canada before they were signed.
I could confirm that.
Although I think they were still called the Smash Bros then.
Yeah, it was Super Smash Bros, and they were starting with the Dark Order gimmick for about a year before. So,
yeah, I still remember when Player Uno changed himself to Evil Uno. I was like, oh, this is different.
Mm-hmm.
This is quite different indeed. I still miss Player Uno though.
Well, at the very
also missed
least, the
his YouTube
Super
channel.
Smash Brothers are on national television, and that was always a good fucking thumbs up right there.
Oh yeah, 100% thumbs up. Now, if you could also get the Ugly Ducklings, let El Tabernacle the team.
I was gonna say get TDT in there. That's how you solidify that tag division right there.
Maybe also get Asylum up there, or that adventure gimmick he's doing.
I mean, I did see him take a picture, post a picture of him at the Performance Center.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Asylum?
On the yeah, he's on Instagram.
I would love to see him bring that gimmick to Full Sail. Just 1 week, someone's like, "I'm here for an adventure." Then all of a sudden you hear, "Did someone say adventure?" What's the gimmick that he's doing? What's that name of the gimmick?
Oh fuck! I'm trying to remember now. I'm blanking on it too.
Is it Stone Rockwell?
Stone Rockwell. That's what it is. That is exactly what it is. Let me
just make sure. Yep, Stone Rockwell.
Stone Rockwell.
Played by Stone.
By Stone
That's
Rockwell.
what it says on Twitter.
Yeah.
That's what it says on Twitter. Pro Wrestling's first and only action adventure leading man. This is a guy that has been around for ages when it comes to the Canadian independent scene that I would love to see signed.
And it makes sense.
This
Stone
guy,
Rockwell, adventurer, action adventurer, Amazing Race Canada finalist. Well, actually,
also,
that is
there's a
true.
picture of him. And I see a picture of him at the Performance Center.
And that is an up-to-date a mini Tron.
I still remember when he had the long hair.
I know, right?
Back when he was a stylo. And back when he had long hair, a lot of people called him Mini Ron.
Mini Ryback, except he could wrestle.
No, Rhino.
Mini Rhino. True.
Because he had the long hair and he also had a singlet.
Yeah.
Back then, he also tied with a bald guy who also wore singlets. His name was Burns, and they called themselves the Flatliners. Good time.
Yeah, Matt Burns and Asylum. You hear that O Show theme song hit? You know the O Show, but they made a theme song for the Asylum. You hear that? Danny O, thank you. You hear that? That beep beep, and then Flatliners. Roof flies off.
One person who still uses his Danny O theme is Gangrel.
That's true.
Fangin' and bangin'.
Fangin' and bangin'. Phrasing, boom, boom, phrase. I gotta do my winners, by the way. We
All right,
got
sorry, go ahead. I
sidetracked.
was having a nice time down memory lane.
I know. My winners, AEW Pac versus Omega. Great Iron Man match right there. I'm amazed we haven't talked too much about that.
I just love how much they presented that like a New Japan match. Like that Kenny walk out with a belt with the Young Bucks. It felt like New Japan all over again. Big fight feel. I loved it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's understandable why they didn't want to do it on the pay-per-view, because obviously he had a tag match. But still, that was pay-per-view quality, and I'm
Also,
fairly certain
only
that
one commercial break. One commercial break. Only one.
Only
and they
one.
kept it picture-in-picture. And they kept it picture-in-picture, so you technically didn't miss any part of that match.
And if you're on the Fight app with that thing, you got to see the entire thing commercial 3. So,
without picture-in-picture gimmick.
Yeah.
So full screen the whole time. And apparently, according to Ross Trudell, their announcers sometimes say funny things during the commercial break.
They do. They absolutely do. Lance Archer, thumbs up on the AEW signing. Gary Michael Capetta, because that was a pop. And Retromania Wrestling, because finally they got a date. Tentatively, and the pre-orders are
They have
out.
a month.
Huh? They
They
have a month.
release month, at least.
Very much so. Very much so. New video. Go.
Oh, yeah. I have my WWE Day of Reckoning 2 video is currently out and available for watching. Also, I have my VG Comms channel on YouTube for video game commentary. It's going to be changing the schedule a bit. Just going to be releasing videos there on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from this point forward.
Makes sense.
So that way there's a nice schedule you can keep up with, so you know exactly when I'll release a new video on that channel for my words, I can use them for my ongoing commentary of Judgment.
And of course, if you want to check that out. Of course, he's on Tuesdays. Riff Zone Gaming.
Yep, currently going through Majora's Mask. Going to be doing more kind of side questy stuff. I'm going to be trying to put off doing that well main quest as long as possible because that is the one thing I hate about that game: going through the well. Goddamn.
I just finished playing. I just finished the main story, the story of Pokemon Shield, about a week ago. Fun game, by the way. You should get it. Or Sword. It's the same.
I want to get it. I want to get Sword or Shield really badly, but there's so many things I want to buy. Like I want to get Tokyo Mirage Sessions. I want to get Animal Crossing. I want to get like all the stuffs. There's also Persona Scramble. You know, the sort of Dynasty Warriors Persona game. I want to get that as well. There's so many stuffs. I'm not made of money. Ugh. Someone pay me $1 million.
If I had $1 million, I'd be rich. And of course, you want to check out TWK's videos just a little bit early. Patreon.com/TWK Reviews. I have my tip jar. PayPal.me/MattyJ316. And donations are always optional, but are always appreciated. And Reniko, have I fought and died by Mewtwo yet? Not yet. I know it's a current max raid Pokemon in the wild area. Haven't gotten a chance to do so. I probably will be doing that tomorrow morning, more than likely. Well, it's got to do the thing here. You can follow us on Twitter, MattyJ316, at TWK Official. I am on Instagram at MattyJ316. Emails go to thewrestlecast@gmail.com. Merch, streamlabs.com/RVT Entertainment/merch. T-shirts, mugs, stuff and things. Buy the merch, as always. And we're on here on Spotify. Give us a love. Give us a follow. We post... I will try to post this as quickly as humanly possible this tomorrow afternoon so you get to hear this before AEW starts their pay-per-view and all that stuff. But that is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching and enjoy the wrestling weekend. Should be a good one. On behalf of my good buddy TWK.
Until next time, this is TWK of TWK Reviews, telling you to work your camera.
My name is Matty Jay, reminding you to help professional wrestling support independent promotion as soon as possible. I kind of want to get the expansion pass, but I want to wait on it. I mean, you got to wait till like the end of the summer to get it. So I was like, that's a long ass time. Retromania Wrestling, we got a pre-order probably at the next paycheck. And then there's whole thing, I want to cosplay a Power Ranger again. Got one done, and I got like the Muggle cosplay separated, all the ones I want to... You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Got a whole bunch. I'm going to pick 3 at random, and I'm going to do a poll on Toku Riffs Live. By intermission... We will figure that out, and I will pick a cosplay, and hopefully I can afford... Oh, I should afford it. Helmet's around $400, $500. Suit. I should have the money by then. Till then, have a good one, have a safe one. We'll talk to you next week. Double whammy of a good show featuring and a mediocre WWE shit show before WrestleMania. Next week. Have a good one. Have a safe one. We'll talk to you next week. Bye! Everybody bye!
TWK.
Goldberg wins the Universal Championship. Goldberg wins the Universal Championship. And Goldberg wins the Universal Championship.
Urge to kill rising.